On various forums, especially Reddit, people often share their most terrifying true paranormal experiences. Today, I've gathered some of the creepiest stories to share with you. Let's begin. A mother living with her 4-year-old daughter started noticing a strange smell of burnt hair lingering around the hallway, especially near the attic stairs. And this smell lasted for days. Even though she lived in an old, drafty house where smells usually disappeared quickly, this one stayed. One midnight, after coming home from work, she felt an intense sensation of being watched. She even showered with the bathroom door open so she could see the hallway through the mirror. Passing by her daughter's room, she heard her talking in her sleep. Suddenly, there was a loud bang. She opened the door slowly and found her daughter asleep on the bed, but the pile of stuffed animals they usually slept with were scattered across the room. Everything seemed fine, so she went to bed. The next morning, she asked her daughter if she had any bad dreams. Her daughter said, "Yes. There was a man with no arms, and he had sauce on his face. He kept laughing at me. I told him to go away, but he wouldn't. He said he saw you come in. Then suddenly, an arm came out of the wall and threw me up against the ceiling. I fell back on the bed and went back to sleep." When asked about the sauce, her daughter said it was red, like spaghetti sauce. The next story is also about a mother who sees something strange on her cameras. This story happened approximately about 6 years ago. A mother experienced her scariest paranormal event, though not her first. One night, her 25-year-old son woke up and crawled into bed with her and her husband. Unable to fall asleep, she went to work on a craft project in her room. After about 45 minutes, the baby monitor screen started flickering on and off rapidly. The monitor was connected to cameras in the living room and her son's bedroom. She picked up the baby monitor, which suddenly emitted a piercing, high-pitched noise, causing her to drop it. The screen showed her son standing completely still in the living room, staring at a wall. When she moved toward the door and looked back at the monitor, her son's head turned toward the camera, his eyes fixed directly on it, expressionless. She went to check the living room, but it was empty. Her son was still peacefully asleep in bed. Her husband confirmed he hadn't left the bedroom. This was unlike any previous paranormal sightings they had. This was different and deeply unsettling. Another strange story is the one titled "The Shadow in the House." A couple was convinced there was something in their house. One evening, after they had gone to bed, the husband turned and saw his wife sitting up, pointing to the living room. "There's someone walking around," she whispered. He looked toward the living room and saw the perfect silhouette of a man standing by the TV. The figure stared at them for what seemed like 2 minutes before slowly fading away. Unlike typical fleeting shadows, this one seemed deliberate, as if he wanted to be seen. The feeling was deeply unsettling. There is nothing more annoying than paranormal happenings, but not daring to talk about it because you are afraid people will call you crazy. It happened to the following woman. "My boyfriend moved in with me, and after a few years, we got married. I really wanted to talk to him about the things that were happening in our house, but he would look at me funny and probably think I was crazy. He traveled a lot for work, so I was home alone a lot. And one night I was sitting at my computer listening to music and playing games, and I swear I got tapped on my right shoulder 3 times from behind. I jumped up and turned around, but no one was there. Eventually I told my husband. And then he also started talking about the shadows he saw moving in his office when he was home alone. And the tapping on my shoulder happened a few more times after that. And then when we moved to a house that was pretty much empty, I was there alone to clean, and I also heard the footsteps he was talking about. Whatever or whoever was there started to feel more threatening towards the end of our time there. He loved the house, but was quite glad we finally left. For the last story, we go to Texas. The story is about a strange event with an elevator. It goes like this. A man recounted his strangest paranormal experience from when he was 10 years old, living in Southwest Texas, where summer days were so hot you could fry an egg on the sidewalk. One day at the library, he and a friend played a game trying to beat the elevator by running up and down the stairs. While waiting for the elevator on the second floor, it arrived filled with 8 or 9 people, all eerily still, staring blankly ahead. At the front was a thin man in a black suit, gloves, hat, and holding a cane, despite the extreme heat. He smiled widely and said in a voice the boy would never forget, "There's room for one more." Terrified, the boy declined and stepped back. The elevator doors closed. Moments later, his friend appeared, out of breath, saying the elevator was empty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed these true horror stories, don't forget to subscribe to Creeparch for more, because the next one might be even closer to home. Until next time, and remember, keep your lights on.